Most marketers struggle to create static ads that actually grab attention. They waste time on trial and error systems that normally result in failing ads. But what if I could show you a system to create endless, high-converting static ads with ease? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can leverage tools like Creative OS and Qreates to make insanely profitable static ads. But why should you listen to me? Well, my name is Fraser. I run Fraggle, a creative agency in the UK, and I also helped found Creative OS. I make a heap of static ads every single month and are responsible for a lot of the templates which you'll see inside Creative OS. So I think I'm pretty qualified to tell you about this stuff. So let's introduce the tools that we're going to be using today to actually make some static ads. Well, the first one is Creative OS. I helped found this, and essentially what it is a massive collection of static templates. And those templates can be opened inside Figma or Canva, so the two most popular free image editing softwares. We have literally everything here. You can organize it by ad type, sort by times of the year like Black Friday, or things like your niche, health and wellness, home and garden, tech, whatever. And as well as the ads, we also have emails and landers as well. So it really is an entire funnel that you can design with Creative OS. So as well as Creative OS, we're also going to be using an AI software, which I've recently been having to play about with, called Qreates. Essentially, what this allows you to do is import any product image that you have and then put that in endless amounts of scenarios using Mid-Journey and AI and all these image generation tools that we have to essentially make endless product images from nothing. It's pretty incredible. Now, before we get started, I just want to make a note here. I am an advocate for not using AI when you can, but I understand sometimes it isn't always cost effective for you to send your product to a studio and for them to take the photos. So in scenarios where potentially you don't have all of that kind of budget available to do something like this, these tools that I'm going to show you today are the perfect bridge to get you to that point. So the first thing you want to do is head over to Qreates and you want to upload a photo of your product. I have a few here already, but essentially upload your product, preferably as an image that's had the background removed. For this example, we're going to be using a little sample brand that I've put together here called Get Buzzin'. It's a energy gummy. So once you've uploaded that, it will render it, it will do all the AI magic stuff, and then it will give you the ability to basically scroll through all of their like reference images, and then you can choose one of those reference images and then write a prompt around it. So there's a real variety here of different stuff that you can choose. I'm going to choose this one, this kind of like peachy fruit one, because I like the vibe. So I'm just going to click on that, and then I'm going to just simply write a prompt here. So I pre-wrote a prompt earlier, so I've just pasted this in: a vibrant bottle of energy gummies positioned on a light purple seamless background, blah, blah, blah. I'm basically detailing exactly what I want it to create, and then you can choose how much you want the reference image to actually like be part of your image, if that makes sense. So how much of that image is it going to reference when it comes to generating yours? And then you simply just click generate. So I've done that. It gave me a few options. It gave me 4 options, and I've picked one of the best ones that I want to use. So these are a few of the ones which it picked for me. So they're not quite where I want, but this one here was probably the closest to what I want. There was some other options here. However, this one was definitely the closest. So I just clicked upscale, and essentially what that does is it makes it a high res version. So you should be able to see the difference here. If I swipe from side to side, you can see the shot's way more detailed, and it goes from like a low res version where it doesn't quite look right to a finished version with a lighting matcher and everything. So I'm going to download this now, and then we'll get ready for the next stage. So the next bit is to get onto Creative OS and find a template which you think will work. There's lots of ways that you can do this. I'm just going to have a quick scroll through, and with my image in mind, I know that the image is kind of, you know, the product is at the bottom of the image, so perhaps we're looking for something where there's more space for product images, but you can have a look through here and see what fits. What do you think would ideally work for your niche and your product, and also the image as well that you've generated? So there's a potential something like this Australia's #1 sleep aid. That could work, maybe. I think potentially this GLP-1 could also work, because I really like the little icons that we have here. There's a potential that we could even reuse some of those. I love this one. This is just incredibly simple. We have a few options. You'll probably spend most of your time looking through these templates and kind of deciding what you want to use. And remember, you can always go back to Qreates and generate some more images that might kind of fit the template that you have in mind. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this template here because I really like the colors and I like the collage look. So I'm going to generate another image in Qreates that we can then slot into the other position. So let's just scroll through and have a quick look if we can find another reference image that might work for the kind of vibe we're doing, kind of like this one here. And what I found is a nice little hack. What you can do is if you just leave a space and then you click the enhance prompt, it'll actually just write you a prompt completely. Then you can go in, you can edit that however you want it. So I don't think this is quite where we want it. It's saying it's on a futuristic metal surface resembling spaceship controls. We don't quite need that, I don't think. So I think what I'm going to do is just edit this a little bit so it works for the kind of vibe I want. So a much shorter prompt that I've decided to go with here. So I'm just going to click generate and see what it comes up with. This can often take a little bit of time, so just be patient, but you should get some results that you can work with. And what I might do in this time is I might start editing our actual ad, put in some copy, get the colors right and get it to somewhere that I'm happy with. So I'm just going to open this up in Canva. I just click the Canva and it's going to open up in a template file. I'm going to use the template for this design and you'll be able to see it quickly opens up the original ad at the top. And then we have our templated version here where you can change literally everything. You can see it is essentially the same as the original ad. So I'm just going to drag in our first image here. We can probably reposition that as well, potentially. Let's just get that to there. There we go. That looks nice. Lovely. You can see how crisp it is after it's had the upscaling as well. We need some copy as well to place here. So we're going to put the other image here. So I'm just going to leave this one as a placeholder first. And let's think of some copy that we can put down. Skip the morning coffee could work potentially. I quite like that as a nice little piece of copy. I'm also going to change the colors. This is really important because remember these templates are based on other brands. So if you can change the colors to your branding, make it look like your brand instead of literally copying and pasting someone else's work. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this purple that we use quite a lot and I'm going to change this to the dark purple, which you can also see on here. So you can just pick the colors that you want to use. There we go. So that's looking a little more like our brand now and not just a copy of the example. Let's go back to Qreates and let's have a look whether our images have done. Yes, they have. Brilliant. So now we can just have a look through these and see which one we want to upscale. I really like that one. I love kind of the purple at the bottom, but that blue one's really nice. Let's go for this one. So I just click upscale image there. That's going to start to upscale. Again, let's go back to Canva and carry on editing our template. Okay, so we just need a little more copy here. This is a made up brand, so it doesn't really matter what we put here. So we're going to put try for $10, let's say. Okay, what else have we got here? Deliver to your door. I like that. Let's keep that as well. Free shipping, cancel anytime. Yeah, nice, brilliant. So now we can just move some of these so that they're all lined up and looking good. And we also need to change this orange color again because that's from the template, from the original template. So I think we just go for a very similar color scheme here. We could always flip them actually. That's a nice little thing that we could do. So let's pick here for the background. We want this dark purple that we had before. And now for this copy, we'd like that light purple that we used. Okay, cool. I think that works. Probably need to change these as well. Obviously, if you are designing this yourself, you need to spend a little more time on this. I'm just rushing this through just to show you what is actually possible. So let's go back to Qreates and see whether that has finally upscaled. This normally does take a bit of time, much longer than it normally does to actually generate them, but the results you get are 10 out of 10. Now, I know I'm a little bit biased, but honestly, Creative OS is probably one of the most affordable and easiest hacks to use if you want to start making ads for your brand without a massive upfront cost. We have some great monthly plans which enable you to basically build your entire funnel via one service. You don't even have to have any of the premium versions of Canva or Figma. You can just use the free ones. Works perfectly fine in those as well. So that image is now upscaled, looking fantastic. Again, we can have a look at the difference there. You can see it really kind of cleans things up nicely. So we're just going to download that one as well, and then we'll place it inside our design in Canva. So we just upload the file into Canva, and then we can just drop that in. and boom, we have done. We have created an ad in, if I was doing it on my own and I already had an idea of what I wanted to do, it literally could have been about 5 minutes. But how amazing is that? That ad is now ready to go. And the best part about this is you can change everything. You can make multiple different variations if you want as well. So you can really start to test and get some great data back as well. Now, even with tools that are this good, mastering ad creative is not an overnight thing. It's going to take you a while. And if you think you want some help to get there a little bit faster, then that's where I might be able to help. I've worked with over 200 e-commerce brands to help them scale their paid media with ad creative that actually converts, from UGC all the way to high production and static ads. And if that sounds like something that you might need, then you can find a link down below to apply to work with us, and I would love to have a conversation with you. If you're not quite ready to take that leap, don't worry about it. You can watch another one of my videos about the best spy tool to spy on your competitors. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like and subscribe, and also check out Creative OS and Qreates down in the description. I'll see you in the next one.